It is exactly 4 minutes gone past the hour of 9 on the AM side, and this is Eagles Outlook, where we talk politics and current affairs. My name is Uduak Daniel, and that being said, we had reiterated the fact that that's during the 7 o'clock hour that we were looking into the NLC threatening to shut down FCT over area council workers strike. But just before the NLC, we had seen where the Joint Union Action Committee of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, declared a 3-day protest beginning from Monday, June 30, 2025. And the protest is a result of what the union describes as the blatant refusal of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike to address long-standing issues affecting staff, welfare, and rights. Now, we are the president of JUAC, that's talking about Rifkatu Iortia, in a statement on Thursday. She directed all members and affiliate unions across the FCTA to mobilize and gather at the minister's main gate in Area 11 Garki, and that should be by 7 a.m. For each day of the protest. Now, in the same vein, the Federal Capital Territory chapter of the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, is saying it is mobilizing to shut down the territory after President Bola Tinubu concludes his project inauguration, and that will be on July 3. Right? So the chairman, Stephen Nabayi, disclosed this in an interview when he had with newsmen this Thursday. That was yesterday in Abuja. So he also went on to explaining that the move was to draw attention of the FCT administration to addressing the area council workers' lingering strike. Now, unresolved issues resulting in the industrial action by primary healthcare workers, primary school teachers, and area council workers included the non-implementation of 25% and 35% salary increases, and the 35,000 naira wage award, among other benefits. Now, these are the demands, of course. The NLC chair now also described the development as very unfortunate, and he also said that the area council chairman left the union with no option but to shut down the FCT. And it goes on without saying the fact that we have to always wait to this point for people to stage a revolt, for Nigerians to make demands for what is enshrined constitutionally based on the mandate that you had given to us when you came campaigning, seeking for our vote, seeking for us to put you in places of position. Could it be that the reckless abandon that has been shown to discourse that is seemingly portrayed by the FCT minister and every other stakeholder is because maybe they were seemingly appointed and not elected? Could that be the reason? Or could it also be that they're sitting in their revered positions is justified by the works that they have put into the process to allow themselves be put in that position? Could it be that they are not there legitimately? That's what I'm trying to say. Because if they were there legitimately, and it's not just by appointment, maybe then they would have heard. I mean, each and every one of us, family members, one point or the other, we've come on here to talk about our children being home. And it's usually over unresolved non-implementation of certain agreements. Why get into an agreement when there is no implementation in the first place? When you knew you were not going to honor it, why go into the agreement? It's more like you're giving me hope, right? In fact, it goes beyond hope. An agreement means that we both agreed. So it's not even hope. It should be a done deal. But now you put me in a place of hopelessness, and you don't want me to talk about the agreement, so you want me to shut up. And then to have our children, little primary school children, home, has it come to the point where we will start to see our primary school children or pupils home, and it should be a normal thing. I mean, because ASU strike is seemingly normal now. But we've had the ASU strike, the police strike, the NASU strike, and I mean, we've seen all sorts of strikes when it comes to the education sector. But to add the pupils to it now, and yet, life is going on. Politics is politicking. The big players are playing big and tough and talking big. Laws are passed. The way we pass laws in this country, though, sometimes is really amazing. And so I agree with you, who has that school of thought that says, our problem is not the law. Our problem is implementing it. Our problem is sticking to it. It's sticking to it. Look at the law, the bill that was sent for, is it NCDC now? If I'm not, the drug, NDLEA, I beg your pardon, right? Where Mr. President said no. They were trying to pass a law that has passed through the two chambers, actually, for the NDLEA to return to keep, right, some of the proceeds, monetary proceeds that they've been able to discover, to keep part of it, a little of it, and not remit everything to the federal government. And Mr. President says, no, it's contradicting. It will be contradicting another constitutional stance. If ever there was going to be a keeping of certain parts of monies meant for the government, then it should come from Mr. President himself. It shouldn't be a bill that should be passed into law. So we have it all. And probably could that be why we are where we are today? Because there's a lot of contradictory. Could that be why when one is given a gray area here, the other one is trying to feel it, and we are just everywhere and yet not very precise to the cause that institutionalized us in the first place? I mean, it's become unbecoming already, but the NLC is threatening already to shut down the FCT as a result of the ongoing strike by area council workers. The workers that have been on strike several months now. Several months. They are demanding the same thing for several months, payment of unpaid wages, which is due them. Allowances and other benefits. The wage award of 35,000 naira. And the NLC seemingly has given an ultimatum to the FCT administration, demanding not just one ultimatum, several ultimatums actually, demanding that the FCT administration comes to the table and does the needful. But these demands have not been met. And now this strike is going to affect essential services. Even the healthcare will suffer. Education is suffering already in the FCT. So the question that a number of us are asking is how can the FCT administration address concerns of area council workers such that we wouldn't have this shameful display. I mean, in the FCT, Federal Capital Territory, where projects are being commissioned. It's been a sporadic days of commissioning for Mr. President. Oh, it's been a field day. I mean, it's gone across our social media platforms. It's gone across our newspaper platforms. Oh, Mr. President is right there. Oh, the FCT minister is there. The Minister of State for the Fs, they are there. Oh, so much commissioning. But no talk has been said about our children. So some are saying that it's a matter of priority misplacement. But others too are coming with arguments that, hey, as much as we would not stop our lives just because our pupils are home, development must not stop. We must continue to drive the economy, to drive prosperity, to drive development, regardless. In fact, others are beginning to blame factions here and there, saying, "Oh, if the local governments are not, they are not the ones doing their job." Some would even alienate Mr. President from this, being the number one citizen and the highest ranking principal to every other ministries, departments, and agencies, and all the governors and ministers that are running them. Some would also say, and I'm making arguments for, excusing Mr. President. Say, oh, come on, leave Mr. President out of it. I mean, it's supposed to be the FCT minister that should be called out now. But others will say FCT minister is just FCT minister. Doesn't he have a minister of state? What's she doing? But then again, you might also want to consider the fact that FCTA is an administration, well, not like a political administration, but it's an organization of its own. It should have directors, MDs, and all of that, who should know the better. But then, we are not even in 2027 yet. And the furore of elections is already here in 2025. Comrade Gerald Okachi, welcome to the Prog Show this morning.
Yes, a very good morning to you. Thank you for having me, and good morning to our listeners.
Right, and just to also let y'all know that you can indeed follow us even now live across social media platforms, YouTube and Facebook at Eagles FM Abuja. Watch us live right there and on there. Comrade Gerald, what are your thoughts when we look at executed, especially when the parties or the other party is with the government? Is become a norm now, is established. It is also, and all of that has been happening all these years, is always about a 2009 agreement that has not been honored, 2014, it's always about that. Secondly, it is now seeming politics and politicking has entered the mainstream, where even Nigerians are divided, so to speak. Blame game here and there. Is the minister's fault? It's not the minister's fault. It's FCTA. Oh no, it's not FCTA. It should be Mr. President and all of that. Where does the bulk of this menace, because it's a menace, it's a shameful thing, where does it fall? Whose desk should it fall? And what are your feelings about this?
Well, to start with, it's a very shameful and unfortunate reality that we are facing today. But the future of Nigeria is being toyed with, and that shows you the priority of this present-day government. Where eye service hypocrites is the order of the day. Where human capital development is being relegated on the attempt or author of doing infrastructural projects. This strike by the ongoing strike by the area council workers, especially LEA primary school teachers, is something that had been ongoing since advent of this administration. Since 2003, they've been complaining from one stage to another, exhausted every attempt to get, this present government, comprising of both the APC and PDP at the area councils to, see reasons, but it continues to fail on deaf ear. In just past few months, only this year, they have disbursed to area council over 4.1 billion naira in form of allocation across the 6 area council. Only this year alone, just recently, we saw Minister Wike, company with the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, commissioning ICC that they reviewed with over 39 billion naira. What are these people requesting with regards to the minimum wage they are demanding? The 70,000 naira as agreed by federal government, the wage allowances, they are standing arrears, peculiar allowances, salary increment. What can it take them? If you put all these things together, I don't think that across the 6 area council it will be up to 2 billion naira they are demanding for. So if not shared witness, if not, I'm trying to find a better adjective, very radio-worthy, language,
right,
to qualify what is going on. It's uncalled for. Just recently, we saw the same Minister Wike telling his band for singing. I don't know the language they used to sing for him that turned his ego. He promised to increase salary. Whereas who are to be the future of this country, are being treated like amajiris. And that is why you continue to see insecurity. That is why you continue to see erosion of trust, faith, and confidence government. That is why whatever government comes out to the public to say, citizens, over 70% of it, don't take them serious except they are hailers and praise singers or hallelujah sing. It's unfortunate to say the least. And I recall in 2014, during the formation of APC, and while they were campaigning for 2015, even up to this 2022, some party chieftains of APC will tell you if they don't perform, stone them. But it's obvious what is happening today. If you calculate from February 13th, they gave a warning strike. And because they are very considerate, being the LEA teachers, they had to resume just to see how they can manage these pupils to write second-term examinations so that their future will not be affected. It's already affected. A term of, say, 12 or 13 or 14 weeks, calendar. And so far you have taken away 10 weeks out of it. Is that not pure wickedness? Even if you call off the strike today, things that they are supposed to capture in this very term, how would they do it? Knowing well by next month, we'll be concluding this term, and this time is the promotional term. How did we get to people that have to say, because they normally, just since minister came now, I know that he has traveled more than once for for the graduation of either his son or daughter in UK. We have seen similar thing with the ruling class. It doesn't concern them because they have what it takes to send their wards to the best private school or any school in the world. If any of their siblings or relatives are schooling in this LEA, I'm sure these things will not linger. I'm sure it will not linger. What they are concerned now is area council election coming up next year. The primaries are ongoing. The destruction, the fighting are ongoing across the parties. Just imagine. Even the ones that are sitting are looking for people to replace them that will cover their tracks. Nobody's talking about the future of these pupils. It's politics that is at the forefront. NLC, to me, is waking up late. But then it's better late than never. Because I have expressed it several times that I am feeling a level of disappointment with this current leadership at the organized level. It shouldn't take them up to 2 weeks of this strike for them to, join in solidarity. to show that camaraderie we know unions to be. It shouldn't take this long months before they begin to issue warning strike that elapsed on the 20th of this month, and then giving notice that maybe by 3rd July. No! Doggedity is what produces results. If organized union, organized labor can start from Monday, destruct the commissioning of projects that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing together with the Minister of FCT. Organized members go to any of the sites where they are to commission, go and sit down on the floor, carry their placards peacefully.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. That's the funny thing, comrade. Because the NLC is saying we will wait for Mr. President to finish all of his commissioning.
Why would you wait? The essence of striking, the essence of protest is to attract, to get attention, is to have results. So as they are, rolling out their cameras to show the world what they have done within 2 years, you see that to show them what they have not done. The infrastructure you are doing for the living.
But don't you think, comrade, think about it. Don't you think that these processes, it's always very easy, especially in this part of the world, to have a protest and counter-protest on the same day, that some hoodlums, hoodlums as it is termed, will take over and hijack it?
No. Dan.
Yes, please.
What thing we are taking towards, and which the government is very much afraid they don't want, is revolution.
Right.
And that is what persons like Comrade Moele Showore has been, pushing for, campaigning for. But we are gradually getting to that point because of the doing and undoing of the government. Right to protest is very fundamental, is inalienable. It is inherent from birth. It is natural. It is God-given. It is constitutional. Right to expression, whether you like what is going on or you don't like what is going on, it's natural. Any government that embarks on suppression of voices, protests, is setting that country up to radicalism in future, because it's only a thing that you will tell you will cut. It will still be standing. Just few days ago, yesterday, our comrades were taken to court since last year because of bad governance. Abuja 11.
Up until now?
That all charges against protesters
be dropped.
Be withdrawn. But at Office of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice and what is called, I think, humanitarian, are still charging our comrades to court.
Wow.
It is for a purpose. To scare people, to discourage people from going out to express themselves. To make people to fear from coming out to protest. Just yesterday, there was a video that circulated yesterday about from Kufi local government in Katsina, where locals organize themselves and engage bandits.
Yes.
Of the state, and killed and made a lot of sources. People were clapping. I was by the side, looking at the future, rooting for my country, because many communities will emulate that. And that is jungle justice. And once you emulate that, the chances that you will be killing innocents, just like what happened here at Urumi, will be there. The chances of an eye for an eye, vengeance and avengance, will be there. Which will lead to revolution you are avoiding. Because things that, whenever you begin to see things like that, it shows failure of government. You can't be building bridges, roads, wonderful infrastructure that we give thumbs up. We like it, we express our happiness over it, our gratitude to it. But then the fundamentals, people that will use it, people that will benefit from it, you neglect them. Are you doing it for the ghosts or for only the elites or elites?
All right. Well,
I don't know how to put it, but
so
it's unacceptable.
What should be the action? What should be the call?
Tolerated in any cell society.
What should be the call to action, Comrade Gerald? I mean, what are you suggesting, in the most as to how we can, bring this to the attention of the relevant agencies? Because we are not hearing a lot from the Ministry of Education. Probably they don't handle matters that concern primary schools and,
Yes, issues of primary schools is statutory work of the LEAs. Local governments, LGAs.
So does it also mean that the ministry cannot also add a voice to it? Or who are the people that make up these ministries? Aren't they people's parents? Aren't they parents to these children too? I mean, I'm just wondering.
Parents have been talking, but you see, most of the parents of these LEA pupils are parents of the poor. I mean, they are poor people.
Right.
Because even average or middle class Nigerian will not want his child to go to these LEAs because of lack of infrastructure, because of frustrations like this. You understand? Because of quality education or background or what we foundational things that is required for a pupil to grow and pick up. You have better qualified teachers at the basic education like junior secondary and the senior secondary to compare to LEAs. You understand? So that is one of the challenges they are having. Their voice is not much heard, unlike those ones that are in advanced stage. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, solving the problem, requires a multi-stakeholder, transparent and time-bound approach. Immediate government action, that is intervention by the presidency. President Tinubu should personally intervene by directing the Ministry of Finance to audit and ensure full disbursement of old funds, release and track allocations, all which had and mismanaged wage-related allocations should be released directly to councils with independent tracking through IPPIS or TSA. Ensure binding agreement with timelines. We have tripartite agreement in the past, even though that the government oftentimes fails. They should have a tripartite agreement, unions plus area council plus FCT signed in public, clearly stating amount owed and disbursed. Deadline for implementation, say maybe give us between 2, that's the 14 days, or at max, at maximum 21 days. We can clear offset all of this. Then you put consequences for defaults. Court action, union shutdown. And to me, I don't believe in court action nowadays. I think we should shut down both the airports, everything that is working in FCT, including power, so that everybody will feel it. It's because everybody is not feeling it, that is why it continues. If we can shut down airports, shut down power, even block the roads, no movement, these problems can be solved under 48 hours.
All right.
It's pure wickedness, heartlessness that is keeping this thing to continue going. We should audit all area councils' expenditures from February to date. EFCC, ICPC, FCTA can step in where the diversions of funds or non-compliance is suspected. Chairmen who fail to implement agreed minimum wage should face disciplinary actions or legal actions. They should find a way to mitigate all of this and set up independent monitoring committee, that will monitor and evaluate all these agreements, like a union representative, that is NLC and NUT, have civil society, human rights observers, have FCTA officials, media observers in these, committees, and they should be publishing their weekly updates on progress. This will help in transparency and accountability in solving these problems. There should be clear communication and transparency, public briefing by minister, not just the one he will be briefing and will be talking politics all the time. Who said this, who did not say this? River State to do this, PDP do that. There should be public briefing. Minister of FCT and labor unions to avoid misinformation. use of community radio town hall meetings and social media to inform workers and residents of FCT on the development.
Right.
Then they can map out long-term reforms, amendment of physical transfer rules to area council to ensure minimum wage compliance. You know, it is something that they must do. It's non-negotiable.
All right.
The recent Supreme Court victory that federal government secured with regards to autonomy for local government staff.
Yeah.
You know, salary via the National Treasury to avoid political manipulations, because I'm sure that part of the things that is causing like is political manipulations. We should introduce wage insurance scheme for workers in LGAs, in area councils. Then set up maybe a permanent labor dispute resolution desk in FCTA where issues can be addressed quickly without resorting to prolonged strike, because I don't know how we are portraying ourselves in the world. It's not just this LEA that we are on strike. Just few weeks back, if you recall, when I was seriously under the weather, I went to one of the general hospitals in Abuja here. I was told that the resident doctors were on strike. If my friend did not take me to private health care facility, probably I would not be here to talking with you.
My goodness.
That is to tell the level of how this present government have neglected human capital issues.
Well, comrade,
and be focusing on infrastructure.
Yeah, comrade. Let's take a breather, pay some bills already, and of course get to hear from Nigerians. Should we have the time, I will try to get back with you. But you've probably said, the most of everything. But let's also see what family members are saying about this in this regard, if that's okay. Yeah? Right. Okay, that's it. I mean, Comrade Gerald there, he has spoken comprehensive wisdom and all. But let's go see what you are saying via the Facebook page wall as well as the WhatsApp portal. Mind that this is Eagles 102.3 FM's breakfast show, and it is the political and current affairs prog show segment now. Let's get to the Facebook page. I see on the Facebook page wall now. Okay, trying to take a browse through. Okay, all right. Well, there isn't a message from you on the Facebook page wall, but on the WhatsApp, via the WhatsApp, we see this one, but we'll take it after the call. Hello, good morning. All right, that's a miss. 0907-353-0044 is that number to call. Samuel from Kuje is saying, greetings to you, my brother Obong Daniel and the guest. What is the offense of the primary school teachers, pupils in FCT, that both the Minister of FCT and the area council chairman are punishing them? Do we still have organized labor and Nigerian Union of Teachers? And if we do have them, what are they doing concerning what is happening with the teachers in FCT? Only God will deliver us from the present day political leaders in this country. Have a wonderful and fulfilled day. Well, thank you so much, though, Samuel, all the way from Kuje. I believe some of these questions have been answered. Some of it, maybe not all, by the guest. But when we see this one coming from Joseph from Jai, it says, absolutely, revolution is legal. It's even written in every parliament book that it is more constitutional and legitimate for people to decide than only the government to be deciding. That government should respect people's choices and their will. Strike is well constitutional. I see that, Joseph. Taking this one now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, President.
Yes, good morning to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Abubakar Mohammed from Upper this morning.
Awesome. Straight to the point, Abubakar. Maybe 30 seconds if you can.
Let me first of all sympathize with all the LGA workers who have suffered under this debacle. It is really sad and it is very unfortunate that inside the FCT, such a thing is happening. Then what do we imagine happening in other distant states that are not near this FCT?
Right.
This is a place where people have voices. And we see federal government, especially the FCT, commissioning multi-billion naira projects, and just little money that you are going to pay teachers. These people have been at home, our children have been suffering, their education has been suffering, and nothing is being done. It is really sad.
Right.
Let us call on the FCT administration. The minister is active, and what we are seeing looks like he is very active. But sincerely speaking, it is not just about infrastructure. It is about education. It is about healthcare. It is about human and social services. That priority has to be given. Education is a priority.
Right.
Our children are suffering,
Appreciate.
and the FCT should listen to them.
Yeah.
Please and please, we appeal to the government.
Right.
Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.
Appreciate. Yeah, right. It's not just about the development and infrastructural development. What about human capacity building? I think that's what he says right there. We'll just take this one, and then we'll call it a close. Good morning to you, Felix.
Yes, good morning, Ludi.
Feels good. Yes, Felix. Welcome
And,
aboard.
I greet our guest,
Yes.
Felix from Lambata.
Awesome. Talk to us, Felix.
Our guests are really given solution to the problem. If only government will listen to. Not that they don't know this thing. They know this thing.
Right.
What is in FCT is just mere politicking. Of course, FCT is not an FCT. And I don't know a situation where an appointee who bosses and lobbies over elected officials of the municipal area councils. It's not possible. I think National Assembly should look into this position of the who is acting as a de facto governor of the FCT. There should be a law. There should be a law. Either we get a mayor or a king or a governor.
Right.
The case may be.
Okay.
But an appointee over elected officers, it looks very, very funny.
All right,
so
Felix.
the politics in LCT is different from the politics elsewhere.
All right.
And so I said in the morning, the LCT voters are very enlightened. So, no, there's nothing the minister can do that to put structures in place that will enable rigging in the territory. And this is what is going. It's all the politicking is all about.
All right, Felix. Thank you so much. Appreciate. Right, Felix, right there, giving his thoughts. And to think that Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as of yesterday, had ordered the commencement of a personal audit and skill gap analysis across all cadres of federal civil servants might just be a step in the right direction, given the directive at the International Civil Service Conference, and also reaffirming his resolve to achieve efficiency and professional service delivery in the civil service. Well, let's see how that one pans out, and let's see how it goes in this regard. But yeah, Felix, you already said it. I mean, it does seem as though the politicking or the politics in the FCT is quite a very it's not as conventional as the others as we know it. But anyways, we'll put a close to this discourse this morning of time. Can't go any further. See your call still coming through, but at the 10 o'clock hour, I'll be right back and we'll have that conversation. Comrade Gerald Okachi, appreciate your thoughts in this one right there. Speedy recovery to you. And so sorry, apologize that we can't get back with you, but yeah, you've spoken pretty much, the most in this regard. And hopefully, we hope that this will indeed engineer or bring about the re-engineering, especially as we look forward to the strike, the supposed strike that will be coming up just after the president is done with the commissioning of projects in the FCT. My name is Uduak Daniel.